As we start off with the conversations this morning, fostering vocational graduates as job creators, combating unemployment is a Namibian project that has been selected as a recipient of the AEIF, pardon me, 2024, which basically stands for the Alumni Enrichment Innovation Fund, which is basically granted through the local U.S. Embassy. Now, this grant will fund the pilot phase of the project aimed at empowering vocational graduates in Namibia to become job creators. This morning, we're joined by Festus Malakia, who is the project manager for Fostering Entrepreneurs Launch Lab, as well as Akathingo Kapuka, the project coordinator of the same institute. Gentlemen, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
All right. Perhaps we can start with you, Mr. Malakia. Quite exciting news for vocational graduates in Namibia. Can you just talk to us about the overview of this project in depth?
All right. Thank you for the opportunity. And basically, that project just started. We all know the unemployment situation in Namibia, and obviously now us having gone through the whole process of being unemployed, trying to create your own employment, and through that we have managed to create some initiative around that have created employment, whether in the rural area, whether in urban area and things like that. So we decided to see what can we now use our skills that we have picked up along the journey and also the network that we have. How can we leverage all these things just to really create a project that is going to empower, first of all, Namibian unemployed youth. And we decided vocational graduates are actually well equipped to pursue either self-employment or entrepreneurship, but obviously they still lack, I think, entrepreneurial skills and things like that, how to build a business, how to keep the business going and things like that. So that's really what motivated us to pursue this project, and obviously now learning from our past lessons as well as successes for some similar project that we have run in the past, we decided to apply for the fund just to fund our pilot phase, and that's how it came by. And our project is quite exciting. That's why we are getting attention from outside people to see that, yes, this project is relevant to the issue that we have at hand, and that's how the project came by, basically.
All right. Mr. Kapuka, the project focuses on that is of vocational graduates. Why vocational graduates?
I mean, these are the guys who have mostly skills that can actually generate income for themselves. And you see that most of them don't know how to monetize these skills. So we targeted the vocational graduates because it's easy to give jobs to other people if you just give them like a bit of injection, whether it's capital or equipment. These are people who can actually earn a living immediately from what they do, but most of the time they lack the business acumen of, running a business, keeping books, and all that kind of stuff. So that's how we started to really be interested in vocational graduates.
All right. So how will the AEIF grant be utilized to achieve the goals of this project?
The grant primarily actually focuses on our operation for 12 months, starting this August until August 2025. And most of it will be spent on boot camps and as well as some of the equipments that we can use to actually instill or train these graduates. Most of the first things that you're going to acquire will be going concern for our organization. So we're looking past just the 12 months, beyond into perpetuity. It's actually a 5-year project, but in the first year, we just really want to train 25 TVET graduates in each region. And these are 4 regions, starting with Windhoek, which is Commerce, and Ngwediva, which is Oshana, as well as Keetmanshoop in Karas region, and maybe Swakop of others in the Rongo region.
All right. So right now you're only focusing on 100 vocational students.
That's right.
All right. Perhaps Mr. Kapuka, Mr. Malakia, if you could just add to what Mr. Kapuka said. He said most of the money will be spent on boot camps, and we're basically talking about the beneficiaries receiving training, mentorship, access to tools and resources, and also perhaps just enabling them to leverage from existing facilities like the skill-based lending facility. Kindly just take us through the whole process of the 12 months and beyond.
Okay. As he mentioned earlier, the 12 months is going to focus on the 4 regions. And this is now our pilot phase. We want to see what are we going to learn from this and what to achieve with that as well. And so the 4 months, we are going to cover the 4 regions, as he mentioned. And through that, we are going to make sure that we bring in also some other extra stakeholders because we just don't want to create another project that is, you take people through a project or through a training or whatever, then after that, they go back to their life, they go back to do whatever they were doing. So it's not really impactful. So we are really going to be much impactful with this project. We want to see people creating actual businesses, employing themselves, employing others, and these are now the skills that we are going to give them, and also creating access to extra resources that can enable them to really start, and not just to say, no, I attended this training and I got a certificate, but it's really to say, I got the skills, I got assistance in terms of resources, setting up their businesses, registering their businesses. These are really some of the things that hinder someone to start a business. So we are going to make sure that they really create formal businesses that can contribute to the economy. And we do have the blueprint, and we have a huge network that we believe is really going to also join us on this journey, just to make sure that we empower these people with the necessary skills that they need to empower themselves, to empower their immediate beneficiary as well as their communities.
All right. Now, saying that the pilot project is obviously starting off with 100 vocational students or graduates. Is it students or graduates?
We are focusing on graduates. That those are people that have graduated within the past 2 years.
Okay.
Or at least someone who's in their final level of training.
All right.
Because we really want to, as soon as they exit our program, they are going to hit the ground running.
All right.
Yes.
Now, so since you mentioned that that you're focusing on those that graduated at least about 2 years ago, what are some of the other requirements that your beneficiaries need in order to partake in this whole project?
For now, we are engaging different stakeholders at regional level as well as the national level. But we are going to put out a call to each region, whether we do it through maybe the regional offices, for instance, or maybe through vocational institution. But we are going to put out a call and obviously detailing all the requirements that we want from whoever wants to participate in this project. And once we do that, we are now going to select some of the people that we believe they immediately need this type of interventions. And we are going to do it now through with other stakeholders. We need suggestion from local leaders, because we really want them to identify people that have potential, but they just lack the support that they need to actually make things happen.
All right. Mr. Kapuka, as project coordinator, what are some of your expected outcomes from this project?
You know, myself as an entrepreneur, really for a long time, I struggled with accessing funding. So our objective mainly is to really make sure that we do not just host boot camps or virtual trainings and let the people go back to their normal life. So we want to connect them directly to financial platforms like the one currently being run by Development Bank of Namibia. So most people who have skills that can be monetized, they don't really know where to go to access these funds. So we are there to actually journey with them, show them the ropes, and ensure that they establish successful businesses. And we're not just going to leave them on their own. As you see, like that's mostly the Namibian thing nowadays. People make money out of these boot camps, but then they don't really care about the end product that comes of the project. So we want to stay away from that, and we do understand, like, if you look at the structure of funding in this country, it's actually the TVET funding structure actually just go to TVET institutions, but then 50% of people that comes out of these institutions, they still go look for jobs. So we want to touch up their mind a little bit and just make sure we transform their minds towards the end of our engagement, that they do adopt a growth mindset.
All right.
To be self-sustainable.
So it's 4 months for the first, no, 12 months
It's a 12-month project.
for 4 regions only.
Yeah, we're only touching for four regions specifically based on their strength. You know, most regions, you know, if you look like in the northern part, we have actually free water there, the canal that comes from Angola. So we may be going to focus towards people that are engaging in horticulture or agricultural projects to make sure that we equip them with the necessary tools. And if you look at Karas as well, you look at the strength of the Karas region, they have now the Nakatal Dam. We might find also people that we can connect to experts to make sure they tap into these skills and tools.
But you do plan on touching on all regions?
Other regions?
Yes, in Namibia?
Yes, that's a long-term plan, but you know, given the nature of the grant, it's not really sufficient. So that's why you see in the following month in our project proposal, we've already indicated that we're going to engage stakeholders, local institutions to actually tap into this great initiative. And then they can capacitate us to actually reach out to the rest of the 12, is it 12 or 13 regions?
14 regions.
14 regions. Yeah, but you see, the pilot is going to inform us of how to approach other regions depending on their regions. But then we also want local institutions to tap into this initiative with financial capacity. Like we say, at the end of this engagement or training, people should maybe walk away with a seed capital or some sort of equipment that can actually enhance their skills monetization.
All right. Perhaps before, as we wrap up our conversation, Mr. Malakia, how do you think this project can serve as a model for other regions or countries facing similar challenges with unemployment as well as vocational training?
Yeah, this is our pilot phase. Basically, what we are going to do is that we are going to focus more on the lessons that we are going to get from this, the successes, and based on that, we are going to develop a model going forward to say that we are going to replicate this in the rest of the region in Namibia, and obviously also to the rest of the continent, because we already have some few contacts like in country like Kenya, and I love what is happening in Kenya. So. And we are already also talking with other institutions that are into like ecosystem building. So we are going to share these lessons with them and also just to get some information from them, how they run their project, so we can really make this a national project. And it's not just going to be a 1-year or a 5-year project as we envision, but we want to, at the end of that, we should have an outcome-based entrepreneurship curriculum that we are going to share with all TVET institution in Namibia, as well as key stakeholders, just to make sure that they have a model that they can either work on or just to complement what is already existing.
Right.
At no cost.
At no cost.
Yes, that's actually the return on investment. Yeah, but then I just wanted to add that this is really like an incubation center where we have big dreams of even putting our alumni on exchange programs to share their skills to the rest of our network, or bring in people from outside who can also share their lessons with our alumni. So we're going to have an exchange program.
Yeah, that is part of the whole plan.
In the long run, yeah, because we are talking to partners from outside, especially the institutions where we went for Mandela Washington Fellowship, because we met at orientation for the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Malakia was there 2021, I was there 2022. But at orientation, the U.S. Embassy always ensures that the alumni and the people that are going for the fellowship have to meet to know each other. And Malaki and I actually connected, so we have a good network and support from our universities in the US. They are backing us in this. They want us to succeed. The US Embassy really believes in our initiative. That's why you see they put financial capacity there to kickstart the project.
All right.
And that's what we want also to instill in our alumni, to be able to be comfortable sharing resources, to know how to lobby for funding for their ideas.
Amazing. Well, we definitely do love the work that you're doing. We wish you all the best with your future endeavors, and we love that you're focusing on the vocational graduates. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for the platform.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was Festus Malakia, Project Manager for Fostering Entrepreneurs Launch Lab, as well as Project Coordinator Akatengo Kapuka, joining us this morning, talking to us about the Fostering Vocational Graduates as Job Creators Combating Unemployment, a pilot project that will be taking place from August until next year, August, targeting graduates, those that specifically in the vocational training sector. While the State of the Region Address, SORA 2024, in Namibia stands as a pivotal moment in the nation's political and social landscape. This annual event, delivered by the regional governors, provides a comprehensive overview of the regional government's achievements, challenges, and strategic direction for the future. Laura McLeod Kashirowa, who is the governor of the Commerce region, will be delivering her speech today at 10 o'clock. Now, we took to the streets of the Commerce region and asked the public what they expect to be addressed in this year's SORA, and this is what they had to say.